an opening statement from Coach Beard, and then we'll take questions from Malik Dia.
Yeah, at a college basketball level and a personal level, I really appreciate Coach Pitino playing this game. He can choose who he plays, and I think, I thank our team last year, a Sweet 16 team that I think gave us the opportunity and kind of the perception nationally of the program we're trying to build. So we got an opportunity to play this game tonight. And I want to thank Coach Pitino for it, personal level and just basketball-wise. The basketball game, I thought we could win the game if it was 65-64. And so I thought defensively tonight we did a lot of stuff, played a lot of courage. The free throw differential hurt us. The offensive rebounds we gave up hurt us. But other than that, I thought we fought. This is a team averaging over 90 points a game. We had the game in the pace that we needed to be successful. Just offensively, we couldn't manufacture enough, and I would give all that credit to St. John's defense. That's the best defense we played against this year. But our guys played hard tonight. It's something we can build on at Ole Miss. I got a lot of respect for Coach at St. John's. I feel like we just played one of the best teams in the country. Neither team really could make threes tonight, so the game came down to the free throw differential, then obviously the turnovers. We can't beat anybody with 20 turnovers, but again, I thought 65-64 tonight, Ole Miss could win. Our defense executed that game plan for the most part, but we just couldn't manufacture enough offense.
Questions from Malik Dia.
Malik, it seemed like you came in, especially late in the first half, and really provided your team a lift, and then just kind of kept going from there. Did you kind of feel something, or did you just make up your mind to be assertive?
I came in with the energy of wanting to win the game. I knew that it was going to be a rock fight, and I knew that we had to be the aggressive team, and that's all I was trying to do.
Both teams committed a lot of turnovers. How frustrating were the turnovers when you guys couldn't? You had some opportunities to cut a 4-point lead even further.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. That's kind of what we talk about a lot. Not turning the ball over, keeping it less than 10, and to see 20 turnovers on the game is just unacceptable, and that's definitely something we have to fix.
Chris said this is something you guys can build on. Did you sense that? I know that you're disappointed with the loss, but is this something you guys can carry over into league play coming up?
Yeah, I think, like Coach said, the effort was great tonight. We had a lot of guys play really hard. I don't think we had that urgency in our 3-game losing streak that we had. And like he said, it's something to build off of. I think if we continue to have this effort and intensity and urgency in practice, I think it'll carry over to our next game. But it can't just be because we're playing St. John's. It's got to be every single opponent. We got to, approach each game like that.
That's been something you guys have struggled to do so far this season. Why do you think that is, and what gives you confidence that make you think you can build off this one?
What gives me confidence is that I'm around the guys every day, and I know that they want to win. And I've seen everybody at their best, and I've seen everybody at their worst. And I just know that when we come together as a team, we can do very special things. And our effort just has to be consistent.
Malik, you had a tremendous game tonight playing in Madison Square Garden. Very aggressive. You stayed out of foul trouble. Tell us what it was like, playing in front of this crowd in this game.
I can't thank nobody but the Ole Miss program and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's an unreal feeling to play in Madison Square Garden. Where Muhammad Ali's been, so many events, Knicks games, all that stuff. The crowd was amazing. The arena's amazing. It was just unreal. I'm super appreciative to the program, for allowing me to be here and come back, and be able to play in this environment. And thank you to Coach for allowing me to play in the game.
All right, thanks, Malik. Open it up for questions for Coach Beard.
Chris, the game started probably the way you probably feared it would start. They got a 15-point lead. It seemed like they were kind of doing everything that you had warned your team that they would do, and then the script flipped with about 2 minutes to go in the half. What happened, and then just kind of how was the second half so different from the first?
I mean, two things is needed. Two things are needed to win a college basketball game. The first is just all-out effort, attitude, body language, playing hard, playing to win, being competitive. I've been a little spoiled in my career that's kind of a given. You know, we take care of that in the summer. Our team right now, you know, we don't really have a rotation. Guys that got the opportunities early in the year weren't consistent enough. Give credit to some of our second unit guys because they produce in practice. So we're playing a lot of people. We're literally just trying to get 5 guys on the floor to play as hard as they possibly can. And that's tough for me to say as a coach because I've never had to say that about a team. But tonight, maybe a step in the right direction. We played hard enough and it seemed like we were connected enough to try to give ourselves a chance. The next thing you have to do after the effort and attitude and, you know, play like we play, is you got to play well, and you got to execute a game plan. You don't got to play perfect, but you got to play well. And so tonight's game plan was to try to keep the turnovers around 10. Thought we could win the game around 12 or 13. Tonight's game plan was to try to keep them off the glass, not at a perfect level because that's the identity of their team. In my opinion, is offensive rebounding. But there was 4 or 5 where we just didn't make the play. The free throw differential we got to figure out. And then the bottom line is, you know, you got a 2-possession game with under 4 to go, and we have the ball. Now you got to make a winning play. I thought Ilias got a great look right in the middle of the court that we will take 10 out of 10 times, and then we just got to get a stop. So yeah, you got to play with great effort, and you got to play well. It's high-level coaching here I'm describing to you. Play hard and play well. Tonight, I did think that we played hard enough to be successful in the game, but we didn't play well enough. Why? The best coach in the history of basketball, in my opinion, tied with Bob Knight and some guys right pushing the window. But you know, if I had a son, he'd go play for Coach Pitino. And so yeah, you're playing against the best coach, in my opinion, in the history of the game. And we played in Madison Square Garden. We played hard enough, but we didn't play well enough.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Thank you.